Hey guys, Mr. Kuminato here, and today we're going to be going over some saxophone only stuff. So if you're not a saxophone player and you kind of wound up at this video, just know that I've also taught this for all the band instruments as well. Today we're going to be doing the Hey song. So if you would like to watch a video taught by me for your instrument, just make sure you go back to the band songs page, and you'll find one that says Mr. Kuminato teaches beginner band Hey song versus alto sax. So if you're in the wrong video, easy to find the other one, or email me and I'll help you guys out with that. Otherwise, this is going to be saxophone only, and we're going to work on the Hey song, one of my favorite songs that beginners do all year. It's super fun, it's a rockin' song, everybody knows it, everybody can sing along with it, and it's got a really cool kind of breakdown section in the middle. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The beginning is super easy, guys. Every time I give this to beginners, they get really nervous though, because they see eighth notes, they're like, oh my gosh, what is going on? At measure 5, I want you to think, I need to count to 4 and then play and 1. Okay, and then if you look at the notes actually aren't very hard. C, C, B, B, A. Okay, now think about what I just said. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're thinking C, 2, 3, 4, C, B, 2, 3, 4, B, A, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, A, B, C. Let's try that part together. We're gonna have a metronome that goes at a slower tempo than our actual practice rehearsal track, so that we can have a practice tempo and then a performance tempo. So right now we're going practice tempo. 1, 2, measure 5, 2, ready, go. Very good. Anytime you see this symbol above or below a note, what that means is they want you to play what's called marcato. The way I try and describe that note is it's like a loud staccato note. Okay, it's like a short note, but that's a little bit faster and has a little more oomph. And the way that you want to say that is dot, D-A-H-T. So anytime you see this, if you play it like you're saying the word dot, you're going to play it right. Dot, dot, ta. Okay? Now, whenever we get to 13, we actually have a harmony section that comes up. That's why it splits and has 2 different sets of notes. Some of my saxophone players always ask me, how do I play 2 notes at a time? Whenever I first started playing saxophone, I thought that I couldn't play some songs because I didn't know how to play 2 notes at a time. And that's whenever I asked my band director, and he said, that means that there's 2 different parts going on at the same time. One saxophone player will play the lower part, and another saxophone player will play the higher part. So it's good that we know how to do both. So we're going to go ahead and do both. The top line will be considered our melody, and the bottom line will be considered our harmony. They're equally important, but the melody is going to be very similar to what you just had. You're going to start on C natural. That's the one that looks like this. The one that looks like this is a natural sign. The one that looks like this, the hashtag, is a sharp sign. So whenever we get to 13, we have a C natural, and we're going to play C, C, B, B, D, D, no fingers, C sharp. So whenever we get to that C sharp, we're not going to play anything at all, no fingers at all. So let's try that again. Let's try that at 13, playing the top line, all saxophones on the top line. 1, 2, ready, go. All right, very good. Now, most of you guys probably have already played that top part, and it's easy. The part that you might not be as familiar with is the bottom part, so let's go over that. You start on A at 13, so that's already a little bit different. Then we're going to go down to G, Then we're gonna step up to a new note called B flat. B flat is a really, really easy note to play because you actually were already trying to play it when you were a beginner. You were just playing it wrong, and so it kept yelling at you. This tiny little small key right here, that is the B flat key. And the way that you play it is you play B and the flat key with one finger. A lot of you guys try to put your own finger there and put 4 fingers and do all kinds of stuff. No. First finger, all you do is roll it down a little bit and you can hit both keys at the same time. And that turns it into B flat. So if you played B and then rolled your finger down, you'll hear it change a little bit. And that's that B flat note that we want. So we're gonna make sure that after G, we already have our finger above that note. G, B flat A. Some of you guys might have already learned a different way to play B flat. The one that a lot of my beginners start out trying to learn is the 1-and-1. That is the worst B flat you can possibly play because it's so out of tune. And also you add another hand to stuff that you're not trying to do. I recommend this number 1. Number 2 is if you play A and then hit this bottom side key, that will also play B flat. See how they both sound like B flat? So I recommend doing the first key and the small one, but if you're already used to doing this side key, you can do that as well. Then after we play that B flat for a measure, we switch back to A. Now one thing I need to point out to you is that B flat is going to also last for the tiny B 8th note right next to it in the same measure, 13, 14, 15. So in measure 15, that tiny little B flat, you absolutely have to play that as B flat as well because the accidental carries through the measure. Let's go ahead and hear the bottom part of 13. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Very cool. I know that sounds a little weird because it's not the part you're used to hearing, but when we add it with the whole band, that harmony sounds so awesome. It's really, really important. Let's go ahead and start at the very, very beginning with our rehearsal track, and let's try and play the beginning to 18 and see how we do. Two, ready, Alright, everybody ready? 1, 2, measure 5, 2, ready, go. Now, right here we get to the main melody, and I want to practice it in 2 sections so we can kind of break it down and make it a little bit easier. We're going to start on the quarter note before 18. We call that a pickup, okay? And that pickup is going to lead us into 18. So we're going to play on beat 4, and then we're going to play 1 and 3. So it'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 3. Okay, can we try that? 1. Let's put our metronome back on for our rehearsal tempo, our practice tempo. 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, very good. Now, in the next measure, we play on the and of 1. So, when you're tapping your foot should hit the ground, and then you should say, and 2, and 3, 4, and 2, and 3, 4, G, G, A. Okay, so we're going to try that. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now we put those two back to back and it just keeps on going. Let's give it a shot. Pick up to 18. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then whenever we get to that ending, it just has a slightly different rhythm of 4 and 1. Okay, not very hard, guys. You guys did a great job on that. Really, really good. And that's the main melody of the song. We actually only have about 1.5 more sections to learn, and then you know how to play the entire thing. Even though we're only halfway through the first page, that's because it ends up repeating itself at one point. At 26 to 34, this is what we call an open kind of vamp section where everybody's yelling. We all get to yell hey on beat 4, but at 34, your band director has the option to go all the way back to the beginning or to keep on going at 34. So whenever you get to 34, your band director might say, go back to measure 5. You have to be paying attention, because if you keep going on at 34 and everyone else goes back to 5, it's going to sound a little weird. So for now, we're just going to keep on moving through the song, but when we do our full run through at the end, we will jump back to 5. At 34, this is a call and response section. Trumpets, flutes, and clarinets versus saxophone, trombone, and French horn. So if you play on beat, if you play at 34, you're going to play it first, and then saxophones, trombones, French horns, we play it right after them. So saxophone, since we have that part, we're gonna make sure that we play the second time. Now, for the sake of us practicing it, I'm gonna play it first, and then you're gonna play it right after me. So I played in 34, you played in 35. I played in 36, you played in 37. The first four patterns aren't very hard. Whenever your home bass note is gonna be D, and anytime we go up, we're gonna go up to F natural, first finger F. Anytime we go down, we're gonna go down to C, middle finger C. So let's play let's go ahead and start at 34 at our practice tempo, and we're gonna go to 42 and then stop. 1, 2, me first. D, 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 D. D, 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 C. D, 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 F. D, F, D, C. Okay, how do we do? Those three are usually not too bad. Sometimes you might need to practice going from D to C and C back to D kind of quickly. Whenever we get to 42 though, that's where things start to move a little bit quicker. But the rhythms, I want you to think about the same rhythms that we had on beginning band worksheet 4. Think of where you put your eighth notes and where you would need to count them. So in measure 43, our rhythm is 1, 2, and 3, 4. Let's play that a few times. I'll go first, then you. And we're gonna do this one pattern a few times in a row. 1, 2, ready, go. Let's try it again. 1, 2, ready, go. D, D, C, D, F. Again. 2, ready, go. D, D, C, D, F. Now look at the next one. C, C, D, F, D. Me first. 2, ready, go. 1, 2, again, go. 1, 2, again, go. Alright, not bad, guys. Now the next part, it switches to where we're switching every 2 beats. So you'll hear the rest of the band go 1, 2, and then we'll go 3, 4, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we join back up with them. leading us into 50. What happens at 50? It's the part that we already know how to play that we had at 13. Oh my gosh, what happens at 55? It's the part that we already know how to play that we learned at 18. So, the only thing we kind of have left to learn is the very ending of the song. The part at the end of the song is us all hitting this punch together of going 4 and 1 and. So let's do pickups into 63 right now. You're gonna play it on beat 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 4, 1, 2, 3. 4, 1, 2, 3. 4, 1, 2, 3. 4, 1, 2. Right here we go pickups on beat 3, and we're playing something very similar to what we had at measure 5. It just ends a little earlier. So pick up on 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Alright guys, not bad. Catch your breath, and then we're going to try and play this whole song all the way through. Remember, when we get to 34, we're gonna before we go on at 34, we're gonna repeat back to 5 one time and play that opening section again. Then, when we get to 34, we play the rest of the song just like normal, all the way out to the end. So if you need to write a repeat in from 34 all the way back to 5, that would be a smart thing to do. Let's go ahead and start at the very, very beginning, and let's play some Hey Song. 1, 2, ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, play. Back to 5, 2, ready, trumpets and flutes first. 1, 2, trumpets and flutes, clarinet, 2, ready, go. Great job, guys. Keep on practicing that one. It's one of my favorite songs. No matter how old you get, we're gonna play it a million times because we always play it for like the Dallas Stars game on our ski trips. You can always help the beginners out with it, especially at schools where you have pep rallies and stuff. You guys are gonna play this a ton. So go ahead and keep working on it. Have some fun with it. Add in the harmonies, trumpets and flute players. Add your band director about adding in the higher harmony that they have later on. Tons of really, really cool stuff to do. So keep on practicing, and we'll see you guys next time. I'm recording this on May 4th, so may the Force be with you. Happy Star Wars Day, and I'll see you later, Padawans. Bye, guys.